everybody, welcome back to Wedding Wednesdays. I'm so excited to see you guys here in 2023. How exciting! New year, new opportunities, an amazing set of weddings, and I'm very excited to see them. So today's Wedding Wednesday is going to be a little different than the other Wedding Wednesdays because this Wedding Wednesday I decided the start of the new year we needed something fun, we needed something exciting. So I ventured out and I asked a ton of local wedding vendors, ones that I'm really close friends with, ones that I just have heard of, a bunch of people, as many people as I can think of. Essentially, what are the top trends that they think are on their way out and what trends they want to see more of in 2023. So this is like a list of things that our community thinks are on their way in for this year and across the board as a whole. So some of them gave me answers that are specific to what they're doing, and some people gave me very general answers, and I love to see the feedback, and I thought you guys would find this very interesting too, because a lot of the things that they said I definitely agree with. So let's dive right in. I thought to start we could talk about the trends that are on their way out. It's things to stop doing as you're heading into 2023. They're overkill, they're done. There's so many new wonderful things. And I would like to keep the names of who submitted the negative ones anonymous, but I will tell you who submitted all of the positive trends that we're looking forward to at the end, when we get into that part of the video. So let's start with the negatives first, positives after. Okay, the number one thing that I got from a few different people is horsehair wedding gowns are out. And if you don't know what horsehair is, it's kind of like when the dress is very structured towards the bottom. It's got a specific ruffle to the edge of it. It's really hard to alter. The other thing, and I can't believe people sent me this, it cracked me up. And this is why this channel is 18 plus, so if you're 18 and under, get out of here. But phallic shaped laces are out. People don't want to see that anymore. When the back of your dress has lace embroidery on the back, it should be beautiful, gorgeous, and not phallic. That's something I never would have even thought of. And then I got this message, I saw exactly what they was trying to say, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna unsee that. And I don't think you guys are either, so that one is definitely out for 2023. The other thing wedding vendors are tired of is cupcakes. It is hard on bakers to make that. They've got to make the cake already. They're making a multiple layer cake that's just going in a freezer for the bride and groom, and then they're making tons of cupcakes. And the thing about bakers is they're able to do more than one wedding in a weekend. Some of the ones that I know are doing up to 4 to 6 weddings on a day, on a Saturday, which is an insane number. And then they've got some on Fridays and some on Saturday, or some on Sundays, you just never know. So then they have 6 orders of 200 cupcakes, and that is exhausting for people who are trying to make those. But I understand the want to have cupcakes because it is nice for the guests, it was especially nice in COVID times when you didn't have to worry about, cross-contamination of, hey, did so-and-so touch this? Did they wash your hands? That made a lot of sense. And if you're still worried about those things, by all means go for cupcakes. And if you just want to have that as an option because you think they're adorable and you like that it's self-serve, I totally get it. But that is something that a few of the bakers are tired of making. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting. Something, again, that I wouldn't ever have thought of because, I never made cupcakes every day. So, the next thing that's on its way out is a toss bouquet. And I definitely agree with this. A lot of people are actually, in general, at most weddings that I'm seeing lately, steering away from the concept of a bouquet toss and a garter toss. I know, but garter tosses have always made a lot of people uncomfortable. It's always 50-50 on whether or not bride and grooms decide to do them. A lot of bride and grooms opt out of that one, but usually you'll always have people that, toss the bouquet no matter what. And with that, I have been noticing lately as the movement towards self-empowerment has been increasing, so has the bouquet toss been decreasing. So a lot of women think, hey, you're not defined by needing a man. Hey, it doesn't matter. We are individuals. We are who we are. If we choose to get married, that's wonderful. That's amazing. That's exciting. Let's celebrate this moment, but let's not make other people feel the need to decide if they need to, catch a bouquet or not. I mean, I'm sure you've all seen the TikTok where the girl, instead of going to catch the thing, she took a sip of her wine and just stood there, and it went viral for a year, and it was all over the place. since that TikTok, I have seen less and less of the bouquet toss because why should women be defined by a man? So I thought that was very fascinating. But with that, florists have seen a decrease in the need for making a toss bouquet. So yeah, it makes sense to me that that one's going out. I think there's plenty of other games and activities that can be supplemented into a wedding reception instead of a garter toss and a bouquet toss that I think maybe we should make a video on at some point, but I don't have the content for right now. So it is something that I'm thinking about. The next trend that is on its way out for 2023, and I could not agree more with, is referring to weddings as bride and groom. And I know myself, I've been at fault with it, even in this video. Not all weddings are brides and grooms, and they are all adorable, and everyone should be deserving of love. And I think we need to be more inclusive in this conversation of weddings, and refer to people as couples instead of referring to them as brides and grooms. And yeah, it is an error that I'm probably still going to continue to make on this channel, but you know, I have so many friends in the LGBTQI community that are so wonderful and so worth the love and respect and the time and the effort to try to make this a thing, and I think we should definitely be more inclusive. Let's open up this communication, let's open up representation, and this is something that I personally would say is I would like to see more representation in the wedding gown and tux industry. And this is something I'd like to make a video over at some point, maybe in 2023, is more inclusive versions of gowns and tuxes for the LGBTQIA community. I think there's more suit options that are available for women. I also think that there are so many different versions of like pantsuits, jumpers, dresses, short dresses, like cocktail evening gowns that could be more inclusive to people who don't feel like they are comfortable wearing a dress, or for people who want to wear a dress. And I think there's so many options, and I think it's something that we dive deeper into talking about. And so yeah, I think in general in this industry, inclusivity I think should be something that we need to start incorporating. I would like to see a lot more of that in 2023. And I'm not the only one. Other vendors are requesting it too, so I think that is wonderful. I love that we live in a community that is very supporting and loving to our community. So yeah, that one for sure I am a huge fan of. The last thing that vendors are saying for 2023 is out, and this one hurts my soul a little bit because the millennial in me doesn't know how to cope with this, is winged eyeliner. And I'm sad to say that I think they're right. I love winged eyeliner myself, but I have not seen a single celebrity, and the Met Gala just happened, with winged eyeliner on. Not a single one. I'm seeing like that smoky fade a lot more. I'm seeing kind of just eyeliner that goes down and shapes the eye. I guess the general consensus is natural beauty, but enhanced, which I love that take because you always want to show off who you truly are. But yeah, your wedding day, you should be looking natural and beautiful and yourself, however you define yourself. So if winged eyeliner is for you, go for it. If you also think, hey, it's out, understandable, don't go with it. These things are personal preferences, and like I said, those were opinions from a few local vendors of things that they would just like to stop saying, and they think that are on their way out as we head into 2023. So the next part, the really exciting part, I think, is what trends are coming into the wedding scene in 2023. I think this is super exciting, super fun. I got so many cool requests. Some things I had never thought about before, some things I totally agree with. And yeah, I think that let's dive into this. With this one, I'm gonna give the shout outs to the people that gave these wonderful ideas, so you know who to follow, and I will try my best to tag everyone down below, give them the credit where it's deserved, and yeah, let's hop right in. Okay, to start off, I asked a few different employees, I wrote some lists that I'm pretty decent friends with, what their opinions are on the wedding gown industry. What do they see coming into this next year? And they told me traditional laces, lots more beaded gowns and colorful laces, which yes, I definitely agree. I'm seeing a lot more gowns that are incorporating color, and not just in the fact that hey, it can be a nude gown with like white lace on top. I'm seeing like legit actual colors, like black and white gowns. You've got like blue gowns, pink gowns. You have gowns that are super colorful, which might be so cool and like really fun, like for the spunky bride or for the boho bride that just wants to like show up. I mean, I think it's really cool. The next thing that they're seeing more of is simple silhouetted dresses with no detail, maybe satin, and that just really have the figure look good. Also, the boho lace is very in. But just in general, across the board, simple dresses are very in. The less detail, the better. And I definitely agree with Rosa Bliss here because, like, I'd say like 80% of the weddings that I shot this last year had plain dresses. All of my friends who have gotten married so far, excluding one, have all had satin dresses that look classic, beautiful, perfect. People are going for timeless right now. Timeless is so in. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. The other non-wedding dress thing that Rose and Bliss said that they would like to see more of in weddings and they think is coming in is the pampas grass. So yeah, that definitely, and I definitely agree with boho and everything taking over. I think that there should be more of this behind bridal tables. I think that there needs to be more of this included in wedding ceremonies and bouquets everywhere. If you got like a little setup where your guests are taking pictures, you can definitely set it up there too. I think that would look awesome. So yeah, pampas grass. Next, I asked Magnolia Bridal House what they thought was coming in this next year, and they said gloves. And I couldn't agree more. Gloves are so in. Every like, you know, wedding vlog that I've seen last year, every like New York Fashion Week bridal edition said gloves is like the number 3 top trend to come in this year, followed shortly by feathers. Gloves are everything right now. The next person to give me their opinions on what is coming into 2023 is the Witches of Stitch and Bitch. I absolutely adore them. They're so fun. They are an alteration company in the area, and the thing that they said that they'd like to see more of in 2023 is custom built pieces. And we are actually going to be making a Wedding Wednesday over this in the near future. It is very much in the plans where we kind of do like a one-on-one and kind of meet and interview. That's something that you're getting more of from me this year. We're going to be doing some interviews with some local companies, which I think is really cool. But yeah, one of the things that they definitely said was custom gown pieces. So instead of bringing them a dress and, you know, giving them a laundry list of things to fix, sometimes it's easier if you tell alteration people the fabrics you want and have them build it from the ground up, because sometimes the way people want certain dresses altered depending on how it was originally built can't quite be altered like you think it can. So yeah, if you've got a really specific thing in mind, it might be a good idea to reach out and get a quote on building it from the ground up before you go shopping, so you can kind of compare and see if you don't find anything that you like whenever you're out. If you have a very specific thing in mind, you can, you know, have them build it for you. And apparently the cost of that is so similar to buying a gown in the first place without the alterations. It is an option to save money. So this was something that I just recently learned by talking to them. So I think it's very fascinating, and you're definitely needing to talk a lot more about that at some point in the future. So brides, if you want to know more about that, save this. We'll be talking about it in the future. Other thing that they also said that they would like to see more of is the little dog security handkerchiefs and things like that that are embroidered. So yeah, they'd like to see more of that. I think that's really fun. The next thing that the Witches of Stitch and Bitch said that they'd like to see more of in 2023, and they said it might be a little controversial, but they'd like to see more brides not taking the groom's last name. So we're back to female empowerment here, and I love it. I think that hyphenating is always a good thing. If you want to keep your own name, say you got a business that's really well established, or you've got a really cool family history, yeah, by all means, ladies, keep your last name. Fight for it. I totally understand the want to keep your last name. I think it's awesome. I also understand if you don't like your last name or you want to take the man's name, that's perfectly fine. It's a tradition that's lasted a long time. I've had a few weddings actually in the recent house that have taken the groom's last name. I had a groom recently who took the bride's family's last name because her father passed away and wasn't able to be at the wedding, and he had grown up with her and he really respected her and her family. So he surprised her family at the end of the reception and all the other guests by taking her last name, and it made everybody happy. There were so many happy tears. It was a beautiful moment. I absolutely loved that for them.
Then by the power vested in me by the University Life Church, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride. On behalf of the Michael Dialto, Noah will be taking the Dialto family name. It gives me great pride to introduce to you for the very first time, Mr. and Mrs. Noah and Laura Dialto.
So I'm kind of with the witches stitch a bitch on this one. So yeah. Okay, the next person that I talked to is Ashley Corbetta from Be Sweet Treats. I adore Ashley and Be Sweet Treats. Oh my gosh, their treats are to die for, and Ashley is probably just one of the cutest human beings alive. I shot her wedding back, I don't know, it was years ago. So, and then she started up her business the next year from her house, and I watched her grow. She's now got her own bakery with a team of employees, and it's incredible to watch her grow and change and morph. And now she's a new mama. But yeah, she got back to me and she said that she definitely thinks the new color palette for wedding cakes is white, black, and champagne with greenery, which, ooh, I love. But I will also extend that out and I say that I think that that's, in general, timeless weddings are so in right now that is just the most classic color palette as of the moment today. She also said that people are bringing back the classic look and she's here for it. And then the other trend that she's starting to see a lot more of is terracotta and dusty blues with the rustic modern twist as well. I definitely see where she's coming from with the terracottas and dusty blues. Okay, the next people I talked to was Bower House. They're a local wedding venue. If you aren't aware of the Bower House, there is going to be a bridal event for you 2023 brides that are coming into this year, or 2024 brides as well, where you get to essentially meet your vendors and everything, find out who you like, what you want to do, and it's awesome. I photographed it last year. This year I'm photographing it, and we are, gonna be a vendor in it, so we're really excited about it. You should definitely come and check it out. It's on January 20th, which is a Friday, from 5 to 8 p.m. So we hope to see you there for sure. But they essentially told me that Mix Match Wedding Party is here to stay and getting even bigger. And I definitely think that they're right. I'm seeing not just mixed matching patterns right now. So most people across the board are doing one color, and everybody choose a different gown in that color, whatever gown that they want, whatever makes them feel beautiful. And first of all, I love that. Being a plus-size woman myself, I am not, crazy about options where I have to go sleeveless. And when I've been in a wedding party and I've been able to choose my own gown and get a little bit of a cap sleeve or something, I just feel so much better about the dress. And I think, it really helps out your pregnant ladies, your different body types, your teeny tiny girls. But I want to extend this out, and I think what they're also saying is multiple colors. I'm seeing people choose a theme. Different color palettes are definitely an option to look into. You can definitely Pinterest the crap out of this. I have even been seeing garden party weddings this year that are every woman in the bridal party is told to find a patterned dress. I saw this one in specific, but there was a girl in a yellow dress with ruffles that had little polka dots on it. There was a different girl in a white dress with purple butterflies, and it was very flowy. There was a different girl in a blue silk dress with pinks, roses and stuff all over it. And then the bride herself was wearing a gown with feathers, and they were literally strolling through a garden for the wedding, and it was beautiful. It was so pretty. And I saw one bold person on TikTok give their bridal party no direction whatsoever and let them show up however they wanted. And honestly, it blended together really well and it looked really good. So yeah, that's something to do too. So mix match wedding parties. Let everybody they said that they'd like to see more of is brides changing into a reception outfit, like doing a dress change or a change into the white sweatpants. It's white sweatshirt, you know, that look is fun too. You don't have to break the bank with this. You can even get something from Goodwill. You can wear your mom's dress. You can, you know, there's so many options here. You can change into a jumpsuit. I had a bride that did that once and it looked awesome. So yeah, there's so many options and ways to go with this that I think it's definitely fun. It gives you that second look, which is I always love. So yeah, I think that that's definitely a fun option. And the other thing that they said that they would like to add to that is the flower pocket boutonnieres instead of actual boutonnieres. And I agree, I love those. I think that's better anyways because every single wedding, Jesse, whenever he's helping the groomsmen get ready, gets asked, wait, how do you put a boutonniere on? And then he teaches everyone how to do it, and then half the bridal party can't do it, so he does half the boutonnieres. And then the other problem with the regular boutonniere is you go to do lift, like you lift the bride for any wedding photos or anything, and suddenly it's flopping around. It doesn't stay in place like it was before, and it's just irritating and annoying. I think the pocket boutonnieres are so nice. Essentially, a pocket boutonniere is a piece of cardboard with flowers attached to it that match the bride's bouquet. And then you usually put like some sort of form of little cloth over the edge, and you slide that cardboard and cloth into the pocket, and it just pops out of the pocket. It's like a little set of flowers. It's gorgeous. It's stunning. I definitely think that we should move this way. I think it makes more sense. I think it's less silly than just pinning something to the lapel. I think it's time to move from here to here. The next person that I talked to about their opinions on what is coming in the team in 2023 is Billy Thorne. Billy is a makeup artist and sometimes does hair for weddings, and I love Billy. Billy is a dear friend of mine. We actually met working a wedding together, and we have done so many projects since then. Billy is absolutely my go-to makeup person, without a doubt. If you need a makeup artist, go to Billy. But Billy's opinion I thought was very interesting. This is something I'd never thought of either before. They said, I would personally love to see a wedding party normalize a spa day prior to the wedding. Removing Bella's hairs will 100% give you a more flawless and smoother look to your makeup. And then also, they feel like guys should pamper themselves and maybe enjoy a straight razor shave and a hot towel before their wedding day too. And I think that this is a great idea. Get yourself a little spa moment, calm down, relax before you go off to do all your things. Or even the morning before your rehearsal, because that's usually the morning that a lot of people go do their nails anyways. Why not add spa into that, and then boom, you go off and do your rehearsal, your decorating, and your whatever else you gotta do. I think it's a fantastic idea. I think you will feel smoother, you will feel calmer, your makeup will go on nicer. So yeah, I think it's brilliant. And like Billy said, spa days aren't just for women, they can be for men as well. Get them the clean shave, the dirt out from under his nails, you know, those sorts of things. Get him cleaned up too. You only get married once, or hopefully you only get married once. So yeah, definitely take advantage. The last people that I asked their opinion on 2023 trends, what's coming in, is Emerald Design. They are a florist, and they not only make flowers for like, you know, different events like weddings and proms and Valentine's Day and Mother's Day and all those things, but they also like have their own little storefront, which is the cutest darn thing. My mom and I, we try to make every excuse to go in there every single time we're downtown, and that is where some of the plants you see behind me have come from. Yeah, we have a little bit of an obsession. It's the cutest store, guys. You gotta go. So anyways, they gave me plenty of things that they would like to see more of in 2023, and I agree with all of them. Alright, so the first thing that they want to see more of is color. And yes, I'm with them on this, color. We talked about it with the mismatched bridal things. We're talking about it again with florals. Color needs to be incorporated more in weddings. I think people are getting tired of, and I've been seeing this on I've been watching a lot of design videos lately, and I'm not only seeing this in this industry, but I'm also seeing it across the board when it comes to designing homes and with setting up like venues and all sorts of things. People are tired of the monochromatics. We've had a whole 5 to 10 years of nothing but grays, tans, and pure pure whites, and it's unmanageable, and people are like bringing color back into those spaces to add some life and some brightness to it, and I think it's awesome that people are doing that, and I think it's definitely something we should add back into weddings. Weddings are a fun event that, especially if you have a summer or spring wedding, embrace the color. It's worth it. Fall too. I mean, color is everything. The entire event of life we experience. So, as a photographer who likes to embrace color, yeah, let's bring color into things. But essentially, this said, I have been reading that color is a new trend, but I'm still seeing lots of all white neutral inquiries. So we shall see. But I would like to see this, and I agree. I would like to see it as well. I think that I've seen so many different beautiful wildflower bouquets lately for all seasons that there is no shortage of ways we can go with providing color into our bouquets. Even if you choose no other color in your day and you just have a pop of color in your bouquets, I think it's a great idea. The big trend that they are seeing though right now is sustainability. I think couples are thinking about making better choices in all aspects of their wedding, and that should be across the board. So you don't need huge florals, you need what is reasonable. Don't be getting a bunch of excess waste and things like that. And I think that's a great tip, especially when you're planning your wedding day. We've thrown out so many things even in this wedding day, or in this wedding listing, that you need, and you don't truly need all of it. These are just things that you can pick and choose what you want, and sustainability is an excellent thing to consider when you're planning your wedding. Make pros and cons of what you need, what you don't need, what is priority to you, and then go off of it from there. The next trend that they would like to see a lot more of is houseplants featured at weddings. They said that they have had 2 events where they used houseplants as the centerpieces, and the guests took them home afterwards, and they loved that idea, and I personally do too. I'm a plant lover here, so yeah, of course I love this idea. I think it's really fun. It's a great thank you gift. I'm already seeing people praise their own cactuses to, give off as gifts, which I think is really cool. So, why not take it one step further and provide houseplants? First of all, houseplants will fill up more space on the table. They might be a little cheaper than importing certain flowers, for your wedding, and it's a great option. It's a beautiful option. Definitely one that florists are excited about right now, and that you're not seeing more of. I've even seen houseplants as runners to an aisle before, which I thought was really cool. And yeah, so houseplants, that's a great idea. The next trend that we're seeing for 2023 is for a floral look. Couples are gravitating towards bouquets with little to no greenery, which is very interesting. That goes back to the color aspect. People are using more wildflowers and less like eucalyptus leaves and things like that. So yeah, I can definitely see where they're coming from on that. I definitely think that that's the thing. And finally, I want to offer my personal opinions as a photographer of what I think is coming in 2023 for wedding photos. I think first and foremost is we are seeing yellow color tones appearing in filtered looks. So people are moving away from browns on their presets and moving towards yellows. So you're having warmer, sunnier looks instead of like brown and earthy looks. I definitely think that that's the thing. Motion blur and film grain. Oh my gosh, those 2 things are huge right now. They are everything. You're seeing a lot more of that featured. I personally have a hard time with motion blur because I've looked at motion blur my whole life as, oh, that's just a bad photo, toss it out. But no, it's now the goal to take some motion blur shots to add movement and explore the moment that something was. And I think that that's fascinating. And film grain is used to provide that nostalgic feel, that timeless quality to your things. It's to represent film, which I think is really fun. A lot of these things, when you look at motion blur, film grain, and yellow tones all together, yeah, people are trying to bring film into the weddings a lot more. The other thing that I'm seeing a lot more of this year is people turning their wedding photos into paintings. So working with local artists, pairing up, and that way you can get a formal portrait of your wedding. And these portraits are kind of fun, lighthearted, really cool. There are even portrait painters that can show up on your wedding day. There is one that I follow. I will put her down below. She's excellent, and she goes to a wedding every weekend all over the country to do it, and it's so impressive. And then also, in general, just the use of film cameras. People are buying a lot of film cameras or Super 8 video cameras. Personally, I found that I have it works. But I've been seeing people shoot wedding videos on Super 8 film, and oh my gosh, this is the most nostalgic and beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I have no record of brighter days. Your light is on me, I can say. I have no parts, I have no lines, but I have you, and you have me, honey.
You shouldn't do this for your whole wedding, but I'm also in the same vein seeing people, photographers buying Polaroids and photographers buying film cameras, and you have it as an add-on package, so they're doing digital photography, but then they have the option where they can bring this other camera along. Of course, you're probably, as the client, going to have to pay for the film that's being used, which can get a little pricey, and the developing of the film, but could be so worth it for the memories and for the fun and the beauty and the art. If you're into art, I definitely recommend thinking about this a little bit. So yeah, these are all the trends that I'm seeing for 2023. What's going in, what's coming out. These are what our local vendors think. I think that our vendors gave you an excellent list, and I think next year I will do this again. I will maybe review the things that we talked about this year, see if they're still in or if they're not in. We'll talk about that some, as well as talking about what's going to be coming in for 2024. So this will be something that I think will continue from year to year. And beyond that, yeah, I hope that you 2023 brides have a wonderful year, and that your 2024 brides, you have an awesome, fantastic, easy year of planning, and that everyone's weddings go smooth